Hey, what's up, people out there in our TV land? Tonight, however you at in your area, this is going to be one of those shows where we get a chance to talk to someone who is living the lifestyle, who has been doing it for a long time. I've been blessed to be a part of this new growth in the world of social media, etc. And this is Mr. Still Swole JV visiting with us. Joseph, how you doing, brother?
Great, fellas. Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Yes,
I
sir.
really am. Yes.
So what's happening with you, Mike? What's going on in California, brother?
Hey, man, you know everything's good in California, man. Just been cold where I'm at, brother. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited about this show, man, because I had seen this young man before. And I was like, man, no, somebody sent me something. And they say, man, this dude kind of, y'all kind of, because, you know, we dark skinned stuff. He said, man, this dude is older than you. And I said, you know what? And today I'm not the oldest on the show. You know what I'm saying? And here's another thing. These three squares, man, I don't know how they got all three big brothers off. We can't even fit in these.
It's kind of tight.
I'm gonna turn sideways like this.
We got three old bald brothers that's kind of yoked up.
Yeah.
But man, but this guy's story, man, this young man's story, man. Hey, y'all, after this show, y'all need to go to his page because y'all gonna be like, hey, see, I can't walk around like Robert and Joseph without my shirt on. I just can't do it. But these cats walk around without their shirts on, and they in their 60s. You know what I'm saying? And one day I'm gonna be like them, even though I'm a little older than Rob and I'm a little younger than Joseph. But my goal is to walk around without my shirt on.
Well, can I ask you this? How old are you? What's the age?
I'm 66. I'll be 67 in May.
Okay.
And I'm 6'4", and I'll be 6'5" in August.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, both of you guys have done a great job taking care of yourself. And, you know, for me, you know, a lot of people, I was talking about this. There's a lot of things that we don't consider. And one of the things I've been talking about is hygiene, your skin, taking care of your skin, taking care of your teeth, taking care of things that are, you know, and it's not just the bodybuilding. It's another key aspects of keeping us looking rejuvenated and young, you know, and we've been, it's obvious we've been doing that. Okay.
Self-care, man. Self-care. I know, and you talk about it a lot. You talk about it a lot, man. I see that. You talk about not just the physical aspect of working out and stuff. You talk about hygiene, how important that is, how important it is to take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. I think that's a key caveat. You know, I think that's something that people overlook. I think that is something that you know, it has to be incorporated in our arsenal. You know, I'll tell you this, and I don't know if that's off the record, but I just invested $40,000 in my mouth, and you know, because not only, you know, I knew I needed the dental work, and I knew that I needed to find someone. I was going to do this in Mexico, and found someone here in Houston that saw my vision. And I've been doing dental work, man, for a whole year. Oh, wow. And we're gonna wrap it up in March. And you'll probably see some documentaries of myself, some collaborations with myself and the doctor that's doing the procedures.
Awesome. Yeah, I know you've been talking about that lately a lot. That how the whole this past year, and you said 40 grand, man. You said 40 racks. I mean,
hey, I was about ready to get closer on this screen to see if I can see some diamonds up in there or something.
Man. You know, I don't know, Ron, if you want me to talk to you about the procedures, but you know, if you want me to tell you all the stuff I've been through, I'll tell you. But you know,
So let's talk about, you know, like I know you from Texas. We're pretty close. We're not too far away from each other. I'm in Sugar Land, And when you kicked into this, when did it all start? Like, when did you play ball in high school, and
I
anything
played
like that?
ball in high school, and but actually I started when I was 12 or 13 years old, Ron.
Yeah.
And it was a man. I remember as kids we were playing football out in a pasture, back home, and the football went into a large area of grass, high grass. And so I went and got the football, and what the football was, when I picked the football up, I saw this gigantic black man with muscles everywhere. I'd never seen anything like this. Was in 1970, guys.
Uh-huh.
Never seen anything like this. I've always saw a man of muscle that didn't look like me.
Right.
So I was just intrigued. So I kept hearing the kids, get the ball, get the ball. Man, forget about the ball. I'm watching this dude. So they come in, they get the ball, and they looking too. So I had already programmed in my mind that I was going to meet this guy. Okay. So the next day, I went to his house and I asked him if I could work out with him. And he said, "Nah, son, you're too young. You're just 12 years old, going 13 now, and you're not gonna keep up with that anyway." I said, "Sir, I promise you I will do it." And you got to understand something, guys. When I grew up, I had a very low self-esteem, very low self-esteem. Didn't do well in school. Uh, uh, just didn't think I was worth it. I had both my parents and stuff like that, but they couldn't help me outside of the house. I had to navigate on my own and learn how to navigate with people that were very cruel. A lot of people that were, I would say, of my own race, more crueler than anybody else. I was always the brunt of the jokes. I've always was the one that they talked about. Oh, open your eyes so we can see, or whatever, that type of stuff.
I know, but yeah, I feel you on that.
And so, man, I don't want to get in the weeds with this, but anyway, I decided to go and talk to this guy, and he said, "Listen," he said, "You can come over here and I'll let you work out. You don't have to do some things." He said, he gave me all kind of magazines, Bill Pearl, Sergio, all these old bodybuilders and stuff like that, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He gave me those books, those magazines. He said, "I want you to look, I want you to read these things. And I want you to learn about kinesiology. And I want you to work by physiology of the body, all the different body parts." Man, look, bro, I was already studying in school, dog. This man gave me something. This was an impossible task.
Right.
And I started immediately going to my grandmother had dictionaries and encyclopedias. And I started going in there and looking at these words out of this magazine that I didn't understand or couldn't pronounce. And I would go in there and I would list all these things. The next day, if he asked me anything about it, I knew.
Got it.
And long story short, man, the guy and I became very good friends. He was a brick mason, and he gave me my first job. Okay.
Oh wow.
And he just took a liking to me, and he ended up moving away. So that meant that my resources for working out was gone. But you see, I tell a lot of parents that you've got to invest in your kids' dreams and aspirations. My parents talked to my grandmother and my grandfather and my uncles and aunts and said, "Oh, that boy's out there all the time working out. Well, I don't know what he's doing, lifting the weights and stuff like that." But that was their way of supporting me by telling the family how and laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? But when the man moved, they saw my mom and dad saw how disappointed I was, not having that resource anymore. And so for my 13th birthday, guys, my mom and dad bought me a set of weights. And that was the foundation. That was the foundation, dog. They bought into my dream.
Yeah.
That took a kid that struggled in school to a college graduate.
That gave you your confidence then, because like you said, you were lacking self-esteem. You had a mentor, and
correct,
which we all need. You had a male figure that you looked up to.
And I had my father, but my father was a working man.
Right.
Those days, your parents didn't tell you, your dad especially didn't tell you he loved you. Right. He told you that, "Oh, I'm taking care of you." That was your love.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this guy, we related together, and we were friends all during my life. You know, I thanked him for everything that ever happened to me in the bodybuilding or weight training realm, you know. And Ron, I don't want to go off too much, so you go ahead, man.
Oh no, man! Like I said, we brought you on to share your story. There's a lot of people can pull from everything from every story of every person.
And people can relate, because I can relate, because you know I too was one of those kids that everybody talked about and everything, and you know was not my story today, but you know I can relate with you on that, and he puts you on game, and then you know I'm sure you've had other people as you moved on, like you said, as you got older now. You're telling us a story about how you met Cali Muscle and how things started from you at
that's
in the 60s.
Yeah, you know, and another thing too is, you know, man, we've been at it so long. You think about it, guys. I read in a newspaper that health clubs were going to be the thing of the future. It was a 1978 newspaper that I read. And of course, I lived in the South, and it said that health clubs were going to be the thing of the future. Everybody was going to be going to health clubs, and look at it today. Yeah. You know, that was something that's very eye-opening. That was an eye-opening experience for me to read that, and it actually happened. But guys, you know, man, I've done a lot of things. Once I won the 1989 Mr. Louisiana, but not only that, I opened up a nonprofit organization during the 80s. You know, when the crack epidemic.
Mike went up.
Church, my Catholic church, to donate $25,000, and I built a gym out in an abandoned Catholic school. And man, dog, the guys that came out of that gym, I got John Theory, who was a #1 draft choice of the Chicago Bears. He played for Alcorn State. He played for the Cleveland Browns. I think Cleveland drafted him at first, but he played with several teams. But the guy came out of college running a 4.4 40 at 225 pounds, I think, linebacker. And you know, Carl Dunbar, the defensive lineman coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, his face has got disfigured. He's got facial skin.
Right.
He trained there, and we, you know, we got guys that became doctors, anesthesiologists. I mean, you know, it just changed the game. And you know, when I go back home, a lot of the guys tell me, man, you know what? If I wouldn't have had that gym, you know, that you created, God knows what I'd have turned into. Because you know, everybody, you know, I was a strict mentor, and I wanted these young men to understand what their journey was going to be. And you know, and anything is possible, and I didn't tolerate anything else but, you know, them doing their best, you know, and it was not only just African Americans. There were whites that were there too. Some of them I'm still friends with today, you know, and talk with on a regular basis. So you know, I started that, and then from there, you know, just, you know, kept doing that. And then I kind of morphed into just working out and not being a part of anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I went through a breakup. You know, I'm open with stuff, man. I went through a breakup that with somebody I really, really cared about. But it's kind of like you didn't do it, and they couldn't see the big picture. And so it really done something to me, and not done something to me where I said, this is what I said to myself. I said, I'm not going out there and go and try to find a date or go on and date. I'm going to find something that I absolutely do not like or don't understand or don't have a passion for, and learn how to do it. Social media. I had never been on social media before. That was 2 years ago.
So tell them, how old were you when you started doing social media?
66, 67, 66. And my daughter, I didn't even know how to get on, guys. My daughter, I said, listen, I want you to come home I said, can you, she lived in Houston at the time. I said, you know how kids, your kids that are in the 20s, Dad, what are you doing? Are you going through a midlife crisis? I said, I'm not going. I said, I'm too old to go through a midlife crisis. Okay? I'm too old for that. I said, I want to learn something else besides working. And by the way, guys, I'm a director of business development for a steel manufacturing company in Raleigh, North Carolina. I work from home. Okay? It's my dog, Judah, that's been with me for 8 years. He's a boxer pit mix. But my daughter thought I was going through some stuff. She thought I wanted to get on social media to meet women or whatever, friends or whatever. And I said, nah. And I don't think she believed me. So I said, look, I'm gonna give you $100 if you sign me up on this social media, on Facebook. And so she signed me up, man. And I start messing around with it. And then there's a kid that lives in my neighborhood, bro. This is really, really a difficult journey, guys. But it's so enlightful because it made me a strong individual. Going through that made me better, made me stronger, not only stronger internally. Okay. And I needed that. I'd never been stronger internally. Okay. So I met this kid from California. He lives in my neighborhood, 17 years old, 17 years old. So he would ride his car up and down watching me work out because I have a gym in my home and it's in the garage. So I said, what the hell? What's this kid that keeps going back and forth? But he never could get the balls to ask me anything. So, if you know anything, people from California are very open. So what happened was his mom and his dad parked in my driveway and said, hey, you got a nice gym. Can we come and work out? Yeah. And although I understood the California mentality, because I lived with somebody from California for 15 years. Okay. So I understood that. And they said, my son wants to come. I said, listen, I work out by myself. And you know what it was? Think about what I told you, how I got started. Mm-hmm. And Michael telling me, oh no, you can't do it, And so it was the same thing. And this kid, we started working out together, and he's the one that started showing me Cali Muscle, CT Fletcher,
she on the game,
Sam Sulik, the Twins, all these guys. I didn't know any of these people, man. I didn't know any of these people, but he knew. Yeah. And he said, and we would watch it on my television. And he said, he says, Joe, you could do that. I said, Marco, your kindness is really, really, it's heartfelt, okay? But these guys, I can't mess with these. Oh, Joe, I'm telling you, you can do this. And I said, by the way, I'm 60-something years old, Marco. You can do it. So, man, Marco started telling me some things. He said, Joe, I was a childhood actor in California. I've been acting since I was 2 or 3 years old. Okay. So he starts telling me a few movies was in and stuff like that, little small roles. And then he tells me, he says, my mom was a script writer in LA. And he said, my dad is an engineer. So my dad wanted to get out of LA. So that's why we moved to Texas. And my mom ended up, taking a package and quitting. He said, but I've been auditioning for movie roles all my life. So then he tells me, a couple of months later, he tells me, he says, Joe, I was in a Super Bowl commercial. I said, okay, now you're getting really out in the weeds. Now he said, I was in a Super Bowl commercial with Lindsay Lohan. I said, what? So he said, yeah, for E insurance commercial, 2015. Mm-hmm. So I didn't say too much, man. I said, when you leave, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna Google it. Sure enough, a 9-year-old kid, man, with a speaking part with Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan was his mom picking him up, bro. Okay. And this kid is at Texas A&M now, by the way. Okay. And I'm sure that Super Bowl commercial paid for his college. Okay. And Marco has been very instrumental in my healing. Okay. And we're still very good friends. He's going to be exceptional in life. But he started doing let's do a video. Let's do a video. So he started doing people. We get about 50 views, man, blah, blah, blah. And
that's how it starts, though.
That's how it started. And I didn't know what I was doing, man. I didn't know
That's
nothing.
how it starts. Yeah.
I didn't know nothing. Bro. But I had one advantage over everybody else. I traveled a lot with my job.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I had the resources enough to go wherever any event I wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So and the next thing is that I do presentations all the time. Every time I pick up the phone, every day, I'm probably doing about 5 or 6 presentations on the phone or in person with vice presidents, CEOs, commodity managers, all these people, okay? High level executives. So it's natural for me to be able to do this.
Speaking part came easy.
It came easy, man. And then the traveling, you see, I could just get content all the time.
So what's your ultimate goal with all of this?
I don't know. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
So when you're shooting your videos, of course, you're shooting them yourself, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think that took you to the next level? Like I'm not sure I didn't really see your total number of followers, unless you want to share with them.
On Facebook, I think I'm like 20 some thousand maybe. TikTok 20 some thousand. Instagram probably about 10 or 15,000. But I've gotten videos in the millions, man.
Yeah, I saw you produce almost like a daily thing that you do, right?
Every day. I post every day. That's one thing that I did learn, guys, that somebody, I picked and choose things from people, and I just learned on the fly. And one of the things somebody said, you've got to post every day, no matter what.
Yeah,
and that's what I do. It's kind of like it's like a rite of passage. I will post every day. And guys, I'm gonna say, Robert, the question you asked me, I have an answer, but the thing about it is that I didn't start out with this. I started out this to have a really just to heal, and then an outlet. And then it became something, and I started thinking about this maybe about 6-7 months ago, a year ago. I said, I'm getting pretty good. Not pretty good. I'm getting noticed. And I said, this could be a legacy for my kids, my grandkids, my great. I will live in infancy because of this. They will know who their grandfather, great grandfather is.
Right.
Okay. But now this thing is looking like it's going to become a business. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's the next chapter, because I'm gonna back up, guys. A video company got it. Him and his wife did videos. Asked me to travel to LA when CT Fletcher asked me to come to LA. This video company said, "Hey, would you mind if we piggyback on this and do the backside of this video for you, free of charge?" And they followed me to CT, and they created the CT Fletcher video. And CT Fletcher ended up wanting to hire my girl.
Yeah.
And this is all totally free, guys. Okay. So I hope I'm answering your questions.
But the bottom line is that the way I see it from your production, that I see things are going on. I think we all have the same idea. We're posting some type of lifestyle of fitness and understanding, as my stitch is ACEs protocol. And that's what's important, is that people have to understand that if you stay upright and you stay doing the things you need to get up, then you can be around a long time looking younger and healthier than your age. Right. Exactly. And so when I post stuff myself, I'm kind of like you. I try to post every day, but my ultimate goal is to let people know that I'm doing this because I enjoy it, and it's helping me get around better.
Right.
I could care less if I get 5 likes or 2,000 likes, because somebody received that message. Whether I'm telling them how to train properly, whether I'm telling them the do's and don'ts of just normal stuff. I've talked steroids on mine. I talk TRT. I share it all. So I'm pretty open book about all that. And I just think that when you put out controversy type of stuff, it makes people comment more on your stuff, and then more things happen. And next thing you know, you got
they take a second look. They're like, oh, hey,
I try to
somebody else
come back.
I try to be as non-controversial as possible. I'm very open and transparent. Somebody may make a bad comment, but I look at this. I learned this from Cali. It's still a comment. It's still a somebody's still reviewing it.
They still looking at it. They still looking.
And the thing about it is they might make a bad comment and then they're watching everything you do.
Exactly.
And that's okay, because every once in a while I'll look and see some of the negative stuff, and I say, you know what? Thanks for sharing your thoughts and your ideas, because it's not like I'm always right. But what I will tell you, you're going to get the real me. So I'm not going to lie to you on here. I'm not going to tell you a story that's not true. And then that's just where we're at, bro. And then
my comment is, I'm sorry I didn't meet your expectations.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that we all got in common. The thing is, I know when I was younger, I didn't look at 66 as being what we look like.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what we project. When I was younger, I thought 66, man, we wasn't gonna be looking like this.
It's the end of the barrel.
Yeah.
That's the walk in the plank era.
So I think
that's walking the plank.
And by us putting it out there and doing the stuff that we do, showing that, hey, at 66, 67, 64, 69, going in the 70s, hey, you can look like this if you put the work in, and if you educate yourself, and if you do, because you gotta remember, when you said the encyclopedia, people don't understand. A lot of young people don't understand. That was our Google
computer.
You know what I'm saying? That was our Google. Now you can Google stuff and you can see Joseph, you can see Robert, and you can see, hey, you know what? These guys are in their almost going on 70 years old, and look at them. I'm 30, 40 years old. Hey, I need to be able to do what they're doing so I can look young and be able to do the things that they're doing as far as being functional.
I'm going to give you a little pivot on this. Young people don't want to hear the story. They want to be the story. These three unicorns right here are the story. Yeah. So we're always going to grab the attention of young people, because they want to know how they can look like us at 68 or 65 or 64 or whatever. We have the greatest value proposition ever.
Yeah.
Guys, let me tell you something. You see this package that we have right here? This is something that nobody in America is doing. Think about it. Where you see it at?
Yeah.
So that's what C.T. Fletcher wanted to create with me. It's unfortunate it didn't happen. Okay. All right. But what we're doing here is different. We're talking about our journey, and we're also talking about how the gym environment has changed, which we're probably going to talk about that too. Yeah. But we have a value proposition that nobody else has in the world.
That's right. That's right.
You might think I'm bullshitting you, but I'm not.
No. It's automatic feed. I mean, you're talking about, we're sharing stuff that we're sitting here backing it up. So it's not like it's a false entity. And our ultimate goal is to make sure that the things we do say, that it's things that we lived and experienced. A lot of the kids are going, oh, I don't know how that's going to happen. But, even when we look back when we was kids, the parents will tell us something about things and we kind of go, oh, that's not going to happen. But then when you live that life, it's different. And I tell people all the time, I go, look, I done lived at least 2 of your lives.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I can kind of tell you that this is how shit's going to be, no matter what. and if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to get up out of the chair. You're going to have weak legs. You're going to feel weak. Then you're going to get fat because you don't want to do anything. And then our body just continue to change. And so I just think it's important that people realize that when you, as you said, got three heads here talking about experiences from whatever may be the things that Mike and I have talked about, with the things you're sharing, there's not one difference in what you just shared, that all of the stuff that we can combine and say, we've all lived that life. Somebody turned us on to something, and then we learned something else, and then we adapted it to our lives. And as you did, you shared it with another group of kids like it was shared with you, but through your foundation, and all those things happen. So it's everything that happened is just a snowball is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And in our goal and our health, we're hoping to see that ball get bigger and watch it happen by other kids taking what we've said to them and move forward with it and kind of go, oh yeah, I remember sharing that with that kid. Now look at me doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, your self-worth is it grows exponentially when you do stuff like that. Yeah. You know, when you give back, you know, when I get to the gym right now, guys, you know, every day is a study lesson. Every day. You know, want somebody or 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I mean, I can sit there and just talk and don't work and say, look, guys, I got to get it in, bro. You know, but they want to know, man, because I'm the oldest guy in there. Yeah. Okay. And you know what?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tell us about the gym where you're at. We spoke a little bit about it.
I'm at Rise Gym over in on Cypress, Spring and Cypress. It's a nice gym, a lot of equipment. A lot of amenities, a lot of new equipment. The owners over there are I think they're physical therapists or something like that. And then they have, you know, the gym, and they have, you know, anything from all the latest and greatest equipment. You know, if you're not a serious, you know, you just want to lift weights, they have that. If you're like a bodybuilder, they have that gym. If you're a power lifter, they have that. They got pickleball, they got all of that stuff, man. Yeah. You know, and you know, I went there and because, you know, I like I told you guys, I said, you know what, I need to stop dealing with these bars. I need to start dealing with more machines. And that's going to help me with my longevity. And that's another thing. You have to understand how to pivot. And that's what I did. I pivoted to those machines to keep me in the gym, because, you know, when we have an injury, we may not come back from it.
Yeah, and our ultimate goal at our age right now, it's about stimulation. It's not about annihilation. We want to make sure we're just stimulating the muscle groups, and no need for anything heavy. We can make a 20-pounder dumbbell do the same.
Oh yeah.
So that's people. Important thing.
These young, you know, I tell these young guys, I said, man, I don't lift a lot of heavy weight.
Yeah, no
I said, I built the foundation already. It's there. I just got to maintain.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You know, I just got to maintain. But you know what? A couple of weeks ago, guys, got to say this. I did some legs, and some kind of way, some young guy worked out with me, and I'm telling you, I put it on him, bro.
Right.
Oh yeah, I put it on him. Yeah, I put it on him, and you know what? I was glad I put it on him too, because you know, every now
message well served right here.
Every now and then, we need to do that for us.
You know, that bird, you know, I was at old owl in the tree, man. I said, let me come down over here. Let me show this young man something. And I got in there, bro, and just now, don't get me wrong, I had to go straight to the chiropractor the next day. But I said, you know what? I told my friend about this. I said, man, you know, I felt good about that. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it no more. Right. But you know, he said, man, how many? He said, I don't go that heavy. I said, okay, well, stop whenever you want to, but I got to do 6 sets of leg press, man. Where you at? That's where I'm gonna be starting at. Right. Okay. Yeah. And man, he tried to go up, and he worked hard, man. You know, he was doing well. He said, man, I can't believe that you are 69 years old doing some stuff like this. I said, son, I don't do this often, but you know what? You motivated me today. Yeah. You know, I gave him his plus. You know, I said, man, you motivated me, you know? So that being said, every now and then you need that, you know? Yeah. You know? Yeah. And
it's that wake-up call of going, okay, now let me push these muscles a little bit harder than I normally do. And it's like, it's like I've never done this before, and I'm sore as hell the next day.
And then the next day you're like, man, why did I do
that? You know, but you know, man, that's another thing, guys, we never touched it. I do a hell of a lot of therapy, bro.
Yeah.
I don't have LeBron James money, but I spend a lot of money on therapy, bro. On my body. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah,
We talked about it earlier. Self-care, man. If you don't have that self-care, we have to.
I need to go to some type of stretching facility for sure. I
Dog,
always say I'm going to stretch, and I don't do enough. I have an infrared sauna here at the house, so I'm able
great.
to utilize that just for relaxation. But as far as getting up in the morning, people out there in TV land, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, I'm 64 years old. I get up in the morning and I have the forward tilt walk for about 5 minutes, and then I'm able to stand up and do my thing.
You gotta warm it up.
Yeah, that body got to get ready, man. So it happens, but the bottom line is that if I didn't do what I do, I'll be in that bed.
Yeah.
So that's the popular thing.
On Fridays, man, my day starts with hormonal treatment, and then from there, joint chiropractic care, and then from there, stretch lab, and then from there, deep tissue massage, 2 hour, hour and a half hour, and then physical therapy too. So on Fridays and maybe parts of Saturdays, man, it's nothing but therapy.
It's all therapy and recovery.
All therapy, man.
Yeah, there you
go. And so I've been doing this for the last 4 years. So I got a team of people that they know my body, and I don't have to tell them very much. They're very intuitive to what my body, what's going on with me, you know. And that's, you know, these guys is touching. Oh yeah, I feel the information right here. Here's where, you know, they already know. I don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
When you got that type of team, man, makes things a lot easier, man. And they want to work on me now more because of my popularity. You know, they want to be a part of this, man. You know.
Right.
So, you know, that's what I do, man. I mean, I'm very proactive in a lot of things, and I'm selfish with my workout. You know, if somebody died in my family, I'm gonna figure out how to work out.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you, man. I'm gonna find a way. If the funeral at 11 o'clock, I'm gonna find a gym that's open.
It's because it's the consistency, it's the fitness lifestyle, and that's part of your everyday routine now. So
everyday routine. I don't have very much in common with anybody else. I have one friend. He's an anesthesiologist. He lives in Florida, and we talk a lot. And he's on a fitness journey too. But I have never engaged with guys my age to talk about working out, hygiene, my journey like you guys. This is a first for me, bro.
Right.
Okay. And it's like now it feels like we like a fellowship. I mean, we're like brothers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't have that to share. I mean, we don't have that. We don't have very many people.
And then if you do try to share with someone, they'll be like, "What the hell are you talking to me about your facial hair?" Right? Yeah. So that ain't gonna work at all. That's important.
I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. We have something. You see, I get excited, man.
Yeah.
We have something, bro, that could really take off.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, I mean, it's going to take some work, but we're talking about a lot of things that a lot of people have questions on.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
And the thing about it is that statistical data is coming out and saying that, you know, weightlifting used to be taboo after you reach a certain age. Not no more.
No, that's right.
They talking about strength training and weight training is very important, because when you fall in your home, you need to have the strength to get up.
And that's the whole creation behind Michael and I podcast, is that we automatically said no holds barred. We're gonna tell you everything that people think is taboo. We're going to talk about on the woman side of things, that we need to share some things that we think they need to share with the younger brothers and the ladies too. And we also have a segment where we talked about where the wife didn't want to train, but the husband did, and how you deal with that conflict and how you make it an equal balance thing. So that's in one of our shows. But it's real important to be able to communicate on whatever level it may be with whomever you're involved with, of what's your importance. And your importance is like, you know, like you said, you want to do it no matter what, right? And so that's that is not even selfishness. That's necessary.
Exactly.
You know,
For
it's like,
us, it
this is
is.
what I
Yeah.
got to do for me, right? And it's just a habit. It's like we talked about the other night. It's like going to bed and go, okay, I'm not going to take a shower. It's like, no, it's automatic. You're going to rinse off before you go to bed, even if you didn't do a lot.
You got to do it.
Rinse off, right?
Yeah.
So it's
just part of your, like we said, it's just part of something that we're engaged in daily, because that's why we look like we look. You know, that's why we're still able to do the things we're able to do. That's why we can sit here and give people the experience that we got, so they might have an opportunity to be where we're at when they're our age.
This is what stimulates me.
Yeah.
There's not very many other things that stimulate me.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna say this again. Talking with you guys is stimulating. I can go in another venue, and have nothing to contribute.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to my 50th class reunion, which was not long ago. Right. Reason why I didn't go, because I didn't feel I fit.
Sure.
I didn't feel that, you know, what they were going to be talking about, the agendas that they were going to be having to talk about, didn't fit my lifestyle.
Yeah. Just, you know, that's one thing that people should never be afraid of, is choice. You have a choice not to go. Yeah. It's like, I choose not to go. I don't dislike anyone. I just choose not to go because I'm not going to have much to say.
and had pushback on this too, because they had been following me for social media. You mean to tell me you're not going to come? I said, no.
I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
What am I going to talk about? Diabetes, high blood pressure, your grandkids, and taking care of your grandkids. That's not my model. You know, if you start telling me you got a high blood pressure and diabetes and all this stuff, is what you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah. Don't ask me no quick fixes. There's no quick fixes.
I'll give you a quick answer.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
I got this Ages Protocol apparel that's coming out, and I have one of them that says consistency. It's the cheat code.
I saw that. Yeah.
You know, so the bottom line is that everybody want to find this shortcut. There's no shortcut. There's no other cheat code but consistency. So if you're consistent, that's your cheat code, and
that's your cheat code right there. Exactly.
So it's definitely a way for us. Like today, hopefully the right people are listening to this, even if it's one person, kind of go, oh, I get it now. I'm making all these excuses in my 30s and my 40s, not realizing that 50 and that 60 is going to come along at some point. And those little aches and pains won't be there as much if you're already putting Band-Aids and making sure those things don't bleed anymore. And you
know what, guys? I'm going to tell you this. I go to these events, the Anaheim Fit, the LA Fit. I go to all these fitness events. And I told this guy, I said, you know what? All these people that go to these events don't have no money. Think about it. Their careers are not there. They're not economically set at this particular point. And they're buying, they can't really buy. The market for them is not really there. But guys like us, we can buy all that stuff. Because we're financially able to do it. The market is much far better for if I was selling products, I'd be trying to gauge selling my product to guys in their 60s and 50s and what people, established people that don't go to these events.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, even in the clothing line, even in the supplement line, it's just it's like cookie cutter. Everybody's there to sell to a market that's just saturated.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, and that's when it's so funny you say that, because when I got my trademark with Ages Protocol, right away I knew my goal reaching was people 50 plus. Just said those are people who's going to wear the clothing. They're going to understand.
They understand. They understand what it's about.
Yeah, and they just understand the whole topic of Ages Protocol. It's like there are steps to be at a certain age. You need to start these steps early. You need to start that protocol when you're in your 20s and 30s, and it should be already in effect. So I just think that it's going to be something that people are going to realize, and hopefully that the young people, because
they'll gravitate to it.
They'll gravitate to it and go, oh, I get that.
They will.
Protocol thing.
They will. So, now, I kind of explain to you guys. I found a niche, and I think we talked about this. My niche is streetwear. I like wearing streetwear clothing
Yeah.
because I felt that bodybuilding clothing was more cookie cutter,
Yeah.
and it was a lot bulky stuff, and you really didn't see the physique.
Yeah.
So what I did, I took the jersey look, the LeBron, not the LeBron, but the Kobe Bryant jersey. He has a line of jerseys that he make, and I put that in my regiment, and I went to the guapa, the whammy, the there's a couple Weiner, all these clothing, designer clothing, jeans. I started wearing these things at these events, and people started asking me, where am I getting my clothes from?
Sure.
And I started doing that, man. And now I'm saying, bro, you need to put your name on this stuff.
On it, branded.
Because these people are asking me. I mean, I'm telling you, man, I don't know if you guys knew that, but I had some people walked up to me at the LA Fit Expo and told me, we want to interview you. I said, okay. So he said, we want to interview you because we feel that your fit for the LA Fit was the most outstanding fit out of everybody else that was here in these 2 or 3 days. And they wanted to know what the clothing was that I had on. So I did a video. They made me do a video on it. And it was just my wear and how, what I wore. So I like more the younger kids stuff, and I want to implement it into the bodybuilding.
Yeah, that's me too, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Man. I like.
But why don't you take the clothing wear and reach out to the people who are selling it, and then have them pay you to wear it until you take it to the next level?
Yeah.
That's be the ultimate.
Yeah.
If you guys remember the Stretch to Fit jeans back in the day. Bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I still got a pair of those. Huh?
What's that? You still have a pair of those?
Yeah, man. The jeans you can still get the Stretch to Fit jeans from actually Macy's. If you go there, they had that's where I go get mine from, and they're all just.
And I think that's a nice look, man.
Yeah, I think
who was the guy that he did a video with those jeans? Not a video. He was on the cover of a magazine. He won the Mr. Olympia like 8 times. What was his name in the 80s?
You're talking about Mr. Oh my God! Lee Haney.
He had those jeans on.
Yeah. I still get those jeans. You can still get those jeans.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh wow, man.
100%. All you gotta do is walk and tell them you want the Stretch to Fit jeans, and they'll take you right back there.
Well, these jeans that I'm wearing now all Stretch to Fit.
Yeah.
But
they have a lot of brandings out there.
These are like, but they have all the bedazzle and stuff like that, and I just like it, man. It makes me, when when we get to be our age, we got to be doing something that's different, man.
When you get our age, you wear what the fuck you want to wear.
Exactly. Don't care.
You want to wear the tight jeans with flare on them and with the heart on your ass, whatever they do, nobody cares.
I did a video for a lady in California. She owns a apron company. It's called Bikini Chef.
Yeah.
That damn video did about 12,000 views on TikTok, and I think 3,000 on Facebook, man, and another it's 15,000 views total.
Yeah.
And I just did it. I just did it to help her out.
Yeah.
And it just people enjoyed that crap, man. And I was telling her, I said, you know what? In fact, that's one of the videos. I have another video. I told her, I said, you know what? If I wouldn't be 60-something years old, I would never do that.
Right.
I would never do nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I don't, like you said, Robert.
Hey,
you don't care when you're that age.
No, you don't.
Okay. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna. We actually in our last talk, Mike. Remember we just talked about being 40. You start acting like you're 40. You start dressing like you're 50. You start living like you're 60. And next thing you know, you're this old man sitting on the couch. Sitting
on the couch. Yeah, that ain't me either. You know what I'm saying? We can't be like that. You can tell that's not in our personality. It's not in our DNA.
Not at all. Not at all. So, Mike, where are you from?
I'm from California, man.
But what part?
I was born and raised in Los Angeles, man. I live in Northern California. I live in Northern Cali now. So yeah, I always
So
tell
you
CT,
Orange County?
Yeah, Orange County. I live in. I've lived in Fullerton, Chino Hills.
Okay.
I grew up in South Central LA, man.
Okay.
That's why when I would always tease CT, he's always said he's the Superman from Compton. I said, man, but I'm the big man from LA. So you know.
There you go. There you go. I'm very familiar with LA, man. I stayed in LA for the last since from 2022. From 2012 to 2022, man, I stayed in LA at least 3 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very familiar with LA, man. I love LA.
I moved to Northern California when I was working. I worked corrections, but yeah, man. Born in the heart of LA, Vernon and Normandy, man. So you know,
I love LA, man. Yeah. My daughter lives in LA.
Okay, so, good. Mine too. So yeah.
So I don't know, man. I remember when I first landed in LA. I had an office in Bakersfield, California.
Oh man, okay.
And I used to land in Bakersfield, and then somebody said, "Man, why don't you just?" I didn't want to land in LA because I was old country going to town, and I said, "Man, I can't handle this LAX." And I finally did it, man, and I just saw so many amazing things.
It's different, it's all different than landing in Bakersfield.
Oh my God, man! And I just so when I did the LA, it was like an accident. The guy said, "You got to land in LA for this trip," and then I started landing in LA for the rest, all the time. I mean, I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to live in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like LA.
They like it, yeah.
I like it. I was in San Diego for 30 years. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, to go to LA. I've been back here 5 years. And
really?
I came back in 2020, right when everything was shutting down in San Diego due to COVID. And the wife and I came up here and take care of my mom. My mom passed away 2.5 years ago, but we got a chance to spend that time with her. And so I decided that I was going to start what I was doing in San Diego here. Mm-hmm. So only thing I'm not doing that I did there is that I own 3 restaurants and that was catering to diabetics. So I did that. And I think I shared with you that I taught at the University of San Diego, California.
No, you did not. No.
Yeah. So I did that. And after 10 years, and I said, okay, I'm done with that. After COVID Canvas came on, I didn't want to do that anymore. So I told the wife, she says, I'm going too. We're going. So here we are in Texas and hadn't regretted it at all.
No.
People always talk about heat and all that stuff. I go, I don't work in the heat. I work inside. So the people who work outside, I feel sorry for them, but I'm good. I'm in the AC.
Hey, man, I was in Louisiana and I moved here in 2013. Yeah, 2013. I came and it was, it was like it was going to evolve into that anyway because my bosses kept saying, Joe, when are you going to move to Texas? And I said, nah, if I don't have to move to Texas, I don't have to. I won't, And finally, they said, you know what, we really would like to have you here. So that's how I got to Texas, man.
Excellent.
Honestly, bro.
Excellent. Well, guys, we should do this again. Joe, we'll invite you again.
Absolutely.
And if you come up with some topics you want to talk about, reach out to me on Mike.
Definitely.
I will. I really am. Like I said, I am really overwhelmed by you guys asking me to join. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you just don't know. It's kind of, man, look, this is like a dream. I didn't know. I don't know. I want to tell you this. I did my first podcast, man, at the Mr. Olympia.
Awesome.
On Olympia, on Olympia TV.
Yeah. That's awesome.
The guy walked up to me and said, "Man, you got an interesting story. First of all, he said you got a great physique." And then when he said, "Well, how old are you?" And I said, "My age." He said, "Man, we got to get you on Olympia TV." I can't remember the lady that interviewed me, but you know about Olympia TV, right?
Yeah.
And they interviewed me, man, and I had never been in front of a mic like. you know. And so that was a
Yeah,
very humbling experience for me to do that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so this is kind of like my second like podcast,
Right, right.
I would say. But guys, I think we got something, bro.
Yeah, no,
I'm
we
telling
have
you.
to collaborate and make
Yeah,
things
definitely.
happen, and if we can come up, you know, it's all about growth. Mike and I have always said that we wanted this podcast to grow, not to just be us inviting people and watching people talk and follow the
Hmm.
conversations, but to
Right.
grow so that we can all pull different entities in about
Hmm.
what it's like to be 60 and what it's like to be part of a club and how did it allow us to get to this point, what things we did.
Yes.
So
Yes.
once
Yes.
again, here's the protocol on how we did it. So
Hmm.
everything we're doing is all hands-on experience, and so we know how it works.
You
And so,
never
yeah,
know. You never know who's listening to this, man.
yeah,
We
yeah,
just got to. We
absolutely,
just got to keep posting.
That's it.
absolutely,
That's it.
absolutely.
That's
That's
it.
it.
100, 100. But anyways, man, nothing but love to you. I want you to tell the people where they can find you, Joe.
Uh, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I do very little on YouTube. Uh, that's been a not a journey, but I'm taking things in phases, guys.
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to get stronger. I think now I'm gonna start doing something on YouTube, but not right now. But that's where they can find me on those three platforms.
Okay.
I'm going to be at the I don't know if I can say this or not, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be at the Arnold on March 5th, 6th, and 7th. Whoever wants to come and talk and do a Q&A, I'll be there. And
Uh-huh.
then in April, yeah, in April or Labor Day weekend, I'm gonna be in LA at the Venice Beach Muscle Beach contest. I'll
Okay.
be there, and then
I
I'm
guess
gonna go
post
to
there.
the. You did?
I guess
Okay,
post there.
okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
When I turn pro, they call me out. So
Really? So
if you
I'll be there
register
for
my
the first time.
awesome.
I've never been there before, and then I'm going to also attend the jazz festival that same weekend.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I'm
All
going to
right.
do that. So
All right.
that's the agenda for me.
It won't be long. You have this entourage walking behind you, protecting you
Yeah.
everywhere
Hey,
you
you
go,
know
right?
what, man? I don't, I don't, I don't, I
But you
don't, I
can't be
don't, I
bigger than
don't,
your bodyguards, though.
I don't negate anything anymore.
Yeah,
Because if somebody would have told me that I would be doing what I'm doing now,
yeah.
I'd say, man, you're lying.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, there's no
Exactly.
way. You know, but this is God's journey, man, not
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Always.
Always his
Okay.
journey.
Yeah,
Always.
Always.
Always. Yes,
Always.
sir.
always,
Yeah.
man. You
Yes,
know.
sir.
Always his
So,
journey.
guys, again, take care of yourselves. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed this. I hope you make me invite me again.
Oh,
I
Oh
would
yeah,
definitely.
really
for
do
sure.
that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
hey, we can't go nowhere but up. Okay.
That's it, brother.
That's
That's it.
it.
All right.
I
Take
love
care,
it.
guys.
All
Yeah.
right.
So all right,
Peace.
then we'll talk to you later, brother. Be safe, man.
All right,
All right,
sir.
Joe.
Take care.
Thanks, man.
All right,
Appreciate
Mike.
you.
Take care. Maybe I'll see
All
you
right,
in
brother.
California,
Hey,
Mike.
it's gonna happen.
Okay. All right. Take care. All right, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
Peace. All right, peace. Just want to let you guys know that's Joe, man. Go find this guy, follow him. Got an interesting story. And Mike and
Yes,
I will
sir.
continue to try to bring you guys some positive input from people who have been there, done that, and just kind of talk all different conversations, different ways of all of us came up, different styles, lifestyles, and so here we are sharing more each time. Like I said, that Mike and I have discussed this, that we're going to always try to bring information to you through other people and through ourselves to keep you guys up on the daily attack to ageless
Exactly.
protocol.
Exactly. That's a great show, man. You
Yeah.
lot of knowledge, man. A lot of experience on that three-way right there, brother.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So people, don't forget to go like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know if you guys got some things you want us to bring to life on this podcast, and we'll do that too. And we'll see you guys on next week, and we'll continue to bring more guests, or it's just be me and Mike sharing some experiences.
That's it.
All right. Peace out.
Peace. Checked out.